Everybody, it's me, Torres, and we are here. We are playing Paladins today, and I guess the topic for today, to be honest, is Paladins a dying game? Honestly, I've seen games that are like our generic term or general term nowadays for dying games is basically a game that's not very popular right now, not as popular as it used to be. Maybe they added some things that maybe a lot of the community disagree with, and they kind of just, or make some changes that the community disagree with, and majority of the following kind of just fell off afterwards. So majority of like the way we think about games nowadays is it has to have a certain amount of player base in order for it to be a good game. But honestly, that's hard to be consistent about, because there's going to be changes that happen in the game to help balance the game, because nowadays games have to be balanced. Because if the game is not balanced, it's difficult for new people to be able to play, and people who have been stuck in like a specific spot in the game to play as well. Kind of like what they did with Elden Ring. There was a change they made. Oh, can I adjust? Oh, I can do it for specific changes. That's dope. So there was a specific change they made to the PvP in Elden Ring. There's one area where somebody would summon you to fight them, or be able to fight you, but they would hide off a cliff. So they made a patch or something like that to kind of compensate for that, so that people wouldn't be able to abuse that spot. But somebody did find out that people were doing that, and they used this one of these bosses techniques that's she's one of the most powerful bosses or difficult bosses in the game. So much so that there's a guy who helps other players named Let Me Solo Her, and he got famous for helping other players beat that character. But anyway, you get a technique once you kill her, and the technique they use, basically it's you are floating in the air for about 2 seconds and you're just slicing back and forth. So if you jump and then you use the technique, it allows you to, or if you do the technique off a ledge, it allows you to kind of drift like a feather. So they used that technique to kill the person that was hanging off the cliff, or that was standing on a cliff's edge and farming XP, so to speak. Let's see. Item store. Where are the skills at? Because I need to adjust our skills. Ability 1. I didn't do it for you. Let's adjust that to R1. This will be L1. Okay, cool. Look up. Toggle auto run. Oh, as in moving on your own, so you don't have to jump is L3. Okay. Now what is X? I hope I saved it. But anyway, that's kind of our method for deciding on or sometimes it's when the community kind of has an epiphany about a game, not cheat, but somebody's abusing a mechanic in a game. We kind of just hey, let's fix that, or can we send somebody to fix that, please? Because that's kind of getting annoying. The companies, they do their best to fix it. But then sometimes there's decisions that they make that we're kind of just not okay with, because the community didn't ask for it, and they kind of just did it on their own, because they have their own methods of calculating whether or not something is viable or isn't viable. I don't really realize that how much of an impact it has on the community, because they are testing it at the company, so to speak, or they're testing it within their own circle of people that may be professional streamers, and they may have a few that kind of have very strong opinions, but their opinions are based around high skill tiers. So the average gamer doesn't get the opportunity to be able to benefit from the change, because they're making changes for people who are more advanced at the game, and a casual to a casual and a slightly above, like more towards the hardcore gamer for that game, their skill may not be like pro level or like upper echelon level of the community in that game, but they're good enough to continue playing and to pull their weight and to like enjoy the game when other people are doing the same. So when there's changes that are made that that people just can't keep up with, or that are too dramatic or drastic, and the company doesn't really realize that that change has had a significant effect on, like, one thing I don't like personally about whenever I play this game is that auto buy, even though I have it turned off, like, let me go to options, because I know I have it turned off, and if it's on now, it's some patch they did and it just turned itself back on. But let's see, auto purchase items disabled. However, just now we saw that it was already purchased. So, like, to me, that's personally like annoying, and it's not something I'm like super angry about, but I would like for it to like not be there every time I log in, because if I get into a ranked match, if I don't do a quick play match, or if I don't come in here first and turn auto purchase off, if I log into a ranked match and it buys an item I don't want for a character I'm trying to use because of the build that I'm trying to build specifically, and now I have to stick with that item it bought me, now I'm kind of like set back, or I can't help my teammates like I want to. There we go, that's what I like. That's a lot better, having that set to R1 instead of the other button, because it just feels weird. Yeah, that felt super weird doing that. That is a lot better, because I definitely want to be able to be good with her. But honestly, I would have bought that item because I would like to be with that style. But it's just the fact that the game kind of makes that change on its own. I'm just like, that's not what I was doing. But thanks. So personally for me, oh, okay, cool. Thanks for marking that, Geek Feet, that time frame where they saw that, where that happened in the video. Yeah, personally for me, that is I don't know. I think that breaks the game sometimes. Whenever whenever companies, it's a great idea. It's awesome. It's a beautiful thing to do. They know what they're doing. They created the game. They've built it, and it has been as successful as it has been for a while. So I don't fault them for what they do. I don't shame them for their decisions. However, every decision, if we make this, I don't know, because you get people who like be upset about me saying something like this. If you make a decision from like the best, if you make a decision targeting the best people in the game ever, which is like the 1%, and make changes that accommodate for them, and then the people in like the 99% have to like deal with those changes, it's like okay, okay, they made a change today, guys, because the pros, or the people, yeah, basically they call them the pros, the pros decided that it should be like this, so we make the change, and then like the average player is kind of like compensating for like 2 months trying to figure out, okay, how can I like, honestly, it would take about 2 months for the average player to really like be perfectly accommodated to the change and adjust accordingly to it, because there's a lot of adjustments that are made. So like, you can make a change, for example, to every character in this game, and you can give them a flat amount of damage mitigation, or basically damage reduction. So whenever they get hit, they take less damage. Let's say, for example, that's 7%. If somebody gets shot for 100 damage, the 7% would only make them take 93 damage. So that kind of changed. Okay, people would have to adjust which characters they play. You'd have some people who would buy Haven, this item here, which would increase the damage reduction. So like it's already at 6% now. So that would add 6% to the 7, so that would be 13%. So you would only take 87 damage if you were shot for 100 damage. So like tanky characters would definitely benefit from that, and characters that are able to heal them would benefit from that because they'd be able to keep them alive longer. And healers would be able to benefit from that because they can keep their teammates alive longer because there's a damage mitigation aspect they just added to the game. So everybody's compensating for that now. Now damage characters, like, they have to change the way they play now because everybody, or people who like prioritize doing damage, have to change the way they play now and adjust to it accordingly. So every time they play a character like Skye, they want to make sure they benefit from the poison darts as long as possible, and shoot them as much as they can before the poison kind of drops off, or the poison dart's ability drops off and the damage disappears. So like any small gap in accuracy, or if they're not as accurate in their shots, and they're missing a lot more, or they're missing when they could be hitting, they're not going to be able to kill them like they want to, and now they have to deal with the teammate getting healed by somebody else and kind of like fighting against that. So a recent change they did, was the most drastic change they did, was they changed the way, what's the name of that thing? Healing works. So basically, Cauterize is built into the game. Cauterize was an ability when it first started that you could put on your weapons, and every time you hit a character, if somebody healed them, they wouldn't be healed for that much. So let's say, for example, somebody was being healed for 100 points of health, and Cauterize said, no, I want to rob you of 20% of that health. So basically, instead of healing for somebody for 100, they'd heal them for 80. Now if they stack Cauterize all the way through, and let's say, for example, it was 60% on Cauterize. So by the time, if somebody wanted to heal somebody for 100, because of the 60% on Cauterize, that person would only be healed for 40. So it'd be difficult to keep somebody alive if you're a healer. So I think one of the things that they did to help compensate for that, because they implemented it into the game, was they added, they changed veteran to this effect. I think veteran used to, when you were out of combat, you would heal a lot fast. You would heal for a lot more, which would help if you're kind of like on objective and no enemies are there, because you automatically heal in Paladins, which is one of the best mechanics that Paladins has for a hero shooter. Because I don't know any other hero shooters that had that passive built into it. Like that's legit. I love that about Paladins. So veteran was changed to your base maximum health is increased by 5.5%. So you see Voira, hers at 2250 right now. So now I'm gonna buy veteran, and it's gonna be at 2373. I'm gonna buy it again, and now it's at 2497. Buy veteran one more time, and now I'm at 2621. So I have more health. Let's say I buy Haven, those two together. Now Haven gives me 18% damage reduction, and they changed that too, to direct an area of effect, because it used to, I think Guardian used to be against area of effect, like splash damage, or like somebody hit you with a water balloon and it exploded, and you took damage from the explosion. Guardian protected you from that, and Haven protected you from like bullets directly hitting you. But now Haven is both of those combined. So now, since I have put this Haven on me to reduce damage, and I put veteran on me, I'm a tankier Voira. So I could probably go toe to toe with, I don't know about a Cassie, because Cassie's pretty tough. She hits really hard. But yeah, I can go toe to toe with a Cassie for a little while until she kills me, if my health is too low. But if I have a healer on me, you know, the healer can keep me alive pretty darn well. As long as I avoid Cassie's shots, if I don't constantly keep getting hit, which won't normally happen because I'm in a forward motion or I'm moving around in the game. And as the game and matches go on, you know, people are constantly moving, so they're not gonna, Cassie's gonna have trouble hitting you. I wonder what that does. Like, I'm sure there's like a passive to that. Once I do, select a nearby target. Hunter and consumer must be reducing the damage you take. Okay, cool. The nearby target a lot damage unit if they are low health. That's cool. Now, if there was like an indicator to tell me when their health was low enough for me to execute them, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Like, I would love that. Let's see, edit loadout. So, yeah, that's kind of like one of the things that really like makes me nervous about Paladins. Well, I guess for some people, that's how they would feel about it. You know, that's a specific thing that now I have to purposefully deal with. Cauterize is built into the game, so if I'm a healer, I'm gonna have a harder time. Playing somebody like, what's that man's name? Not Casanova. Corvus. Somebody like Corvus, which he has an ability that if he puts his marker on you, he has a card that allows that marker to give you shield health. So somebody like him can still kind of hold their own as a healer, because I can give you shield health in addition to healing you right afterwards. So shield health didn't go anywhere. Cauterize is not affected by shield health, and is also not affected by Wrecker, which is supposed to destroy like actual physical shields that you can see or barriers you can see. Shield health is not a barrier you can see, so somebody like him can still kind of like hold their own when it comes to that kind of stuff. Generally, ultimate charge. I hit for each and heal for 60 minutes with obliteration. Now, what is obliteration? Abilities. So I feel like checking skills. Obliteration. Oh, that's L2. I need Dark Siphon to like do more healing for me. Where is Dark Siphon? Okay. Increase the healing received from Dark Siphon by 50 health. It's cooldown of 10 drill. Reduce the cooldown of Dark Siphon by 1 second. It fails to hit the target. Okay, that's cool. It's the damage you take after hitting the Dark Siphon. That's cool. For health, reduce the damage you take activating for 3 seconds. Darkness stacks. Consuming darkness stacks heal you for an additional 50 per stack. I think consuming darkness is the effect from like my death scythe. Fire protects outdeal damage over time and gain a stack of darkness. Consuming darkness heals the water over time. Consuming maximum stacks augments other abilities. So like obliteration, Dark Siphon allows me to be able to consume the darkness stack that I built up. So like, I don't even have lifesteal built, which I should. Life rip. So let's go back and fight that Cassie, so we can kind of see how this like plays out, how this works. All right. Oh, that was close. Hey, my consuming darkness. Allow me to be able to kind of really benefit from that.
That's 7 in a row. That's 2 in a row. Keep them coming.
Yeah, life rip helps, but I definitely need like chronos to decrease the cooldowns so that I get like Dark Siphon a lot faster. And I guess it's a lot faster. Not really, but like as a voyeur player, you're probably gonna move around a lot. You're gonna be moving around a lot. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining the stream. So like, I'm not saying build like this, but me personally, with the playing style that I have, if I kind of want to stay alive and be able to benefit my team by like applying pressure and being careful at the same time and having enough health and armor to apply pressure and stay alive, then I'm able to get more value out of my playstyle and give my team more value from me. But like what would be one thing that if you could change something about Paladins, or like if you feel like, you know, Paladins has done you a disservice with like the patches or changes that they've made, what would be something that you would like maybe hope that they would try to think about doing, or like one thing they could do for you to make you feel like they are listening to you, or like a change that you hope they make so that it helps the game stay alive? Oh, thanks.
Okay, that guy shoots
Oh yeah, I made sure I did wash my hands after walking my dog. Let's see. Alrighty. Uh-oh.
An enemy is savage. Imagine that. An enemy is immortal.
Oh yeah, let me get off of that because he'll keep telling us. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Oof. Sorry, y'all. Having some technical difficulties a little bit, and I'm also trying to yeah. Let's see what we got here. Where did I just go? What the freak? Nice, let's do it. Let's see. Alrighty, so hello, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. I'm actually gonna try to play a match or two because I need to get the battle passes. That battle pass is hard to get through now. So I'm gonna try to do that now. So you know, is Paladins a dying game? Do you think that Paladins is a dying game? If it is, what would you do to fix it? And how, as a community, can we get in touch with like the developers to tell them and get our voice heard about what we need them to change? Because I don't know personally, but it seems like every time I queue up into a match, no matter how well I play my role, to help benefit my team and to keep my team alive, because most of the time I play healer. If I don't play healer, I play frontline. So it seems like no matter what I do, my team still ends up dying. Like, they're not very thoughtful about how to approach the objective, to find cover, to change their angles when they're getting shot at, so that they have a better advantage than their enemy does. Like, it's kind of scary, to be honest. Like, and I know I'm breaking my back to keep my team alive. Like, those are my friends who I've played hero shooters with, like Overwatch and Paladins and all that stuff with. They know that whenever they play, I'm the healer of the team. Like, they know for a fact that Torres is gonna pick a healer. He's gonna keep us alive. We're gonna be able to play dangerously, but do the job and get the job done. And once I'm done with the job and my health is low, I can go back to Torres and get my health back. Like, they know that. So let's see, ask for mine. Okay, great. Heavenly balance. Let's make sure the healing is optimal. I'm gonna go with that one. And then we'll go with Chronos, so I can make sure I get my abilities back as much as I can. But like, they know for a fact that Torres is gonna keep them alive. So it's, you know, like, what would you change about the hero shooters? It's kind of the question that I'm asking. Anybody out there, post video, during video, during the live or after the live, or whenever you're able to give a response, you know, that's awesome. Because I don't want, I've seen dying games. I mean, yeah, I've seen the game literally die. Like, I forgot, it was in the game. It was a MOBA that was on console. I can't remember the name of it. It's so bad right now. But it was a MOBA that was on console that recently stopped its servers. I think it was like 2 months ago. And when I tell you nobody was on that game, it felt like a funeral procession the entire time. Like, it did. They had a countdown for the amount of days they had left that the servers would be up, and that was like the worst. That felt so bad. What? See, like, these are bots, but like, or they're actual people. I don't know. I think they're actual people. They're not even attacking the objective. Yeah, thanks. That was very weird. But like, the little things like that, which, you know, I'm not gonna shame somebody for, but the fact that they didn't like look every now and then, little things like that can help you play better with your teammates. And I need to be more mindful of like who needs healing and stuff like that too, because you know, cauterize is built to the game now, so your teammates could need healing, and if you don't get it to them fast enough or early enough, they will die. But I'm playing this mode because it's like the most in your face like mode. You got team deathmatch, but you don't. There's only 40 points you can earn. If it was 50, you know, it'd be a little better. But the match is over so quick. It's not even funny. Hey girl, what's up? I know one thing for me, if it was one thing I would possibly change is like, whoa, she's close. It's like a natural like damage mitigation, to be honest, for these games. Because honestly, like most characters, I get they're supposed to wipe you out as soon as possible. But like if I'm playing a game and somebody has a full complete build, especially on the MOBA, and like they hit me twice and I'm dead, like come on now, like I can't enjoy that game. There's no way I can enjoy that game. There's a tower, of course, that I could use to like protect myself with. But, you know, if the tower's gone and it's just me and the objective I'm supposed to protect, which is like some super powerful tower, but it can only attack one person at a time, I have to kill the little soldiers first before I can kill the enemy hero or the enemy player. If I don't have enough health to do that, then I'm just dead immediately, and that's not fun at all. Like for me, it'd be like a flat amount of armor that everybody gets, so that it would like say for instance you were shot for 100 damage, and the armor they gave you was 14% protection against damage. So with that, you would only take 86 damage instead of 100. So like fights would last longer, and the fights would last longer without needing a healer to come and like fix everything. Which of course, you know, maybe we don't want fights to last or games to last that long. We want games to be over as quickly as possible so you can move on to the next one. But the game is over so fast that the other side had no chance of like winning. It's kind of like, And of course, this is a skill-based game, so you know you have to think about all that stuff. And of course, people get upset about that when you put buffs into a game or put changes into a game that make the skill-based players make it more difficult for them to, you know, be skillful, and kind of gives people who aren't really that good or beginners, so to speak, a better chance at staying alive. You know, people get upset about that. I'm trying to heal him. Okay, here we go. Which I understand, because it's just like, you know, you worked hard to get to the point where you are. But think about that kind of change would make it easier for you to stay alive too. Maybe you still get matched up with people that are around your skill level, but it wouldn't be as difficult as it was before if they made a change like that. For me personally, like if you want to have a game and allow people to be able to, if you see that, which I don't know if they can, which I'm sure they can, but I don't know if they do or not. If they can watch the replays of matches and like see how fast some matches are over because people are dying so fast, and like especially in ranked, where like once they pick a character, you can't pick that character. Like there's no mirror matches, so to speak. So like if somebody picks what's that girl's name? Saris, because Saris is a good healer. I don't know how other people feel about her. I think they might have nerfed her. I don't know how other people feel about her, but that general healing where she like shoots energy at you, and there's a card you can use that expands the range that it branches off with other people, I believe. Maybe not that. It's a talent that allows it to branch off to other people. And welcome to the stream, by the way. Remember, you're welcome and wanted here. Thank you so much for joining. You're welcome to leave your comments in the comment section. Just you know, remember that there are people who still work on the game, so like they're not bots. So you know, they do the best they can with what they've been told to do by people who kind of like give them direction. So be classy, I guess, so to speak, when it comes to your response on how you feel about things. Don't be afraid to use emojis, because emojis allow you to express your intention, because it's hard to read your intention through just text. I'm gonna requeue, but that XP, like, personally, I think the decision to make each battle tier level 1 million XP to be able to reach the next one, that's overkill. People may not play the game enough for that to be a viable thing.
Customize your champion.
But in general, I think that something like that would add like flat armor to everybody, allows kind of everybody to get a feel for, oh, I can enjoy this game, because it's like fun. Games that give you the sense of pew pew, that you can shoot a bunch of times and stick around for a while and be able to do crazy stuff like throw balls of fire and all of that. That's exciting. That's enjoyable. That's fun. That's something you can really invest yourself in. Like, it feels good to be able to shoot that long. It feels good to be able to take a few hits and take a few bullets without having to use the mechanic in the game that allows you to buy even more armor so that you can stay alive longer, because you want to be able to use your currency or your resources to invest in something else. Sacred Frost, let's see. Heal, use an elemental shift, gain shield, drop health, 30% cooldown, 30% cooldown. Dealing damage with Frost Bolt reduces the cooldown of Inferno Cannon. Increase your health by 250. Cool. Knife rip. And we'll add the next one later. But I want to be able to, because I feel like May from Overwatch when I do this. Which May has to queue up her shot. That's one thing that I hate, honestly. I honestly don't know anybody else in the game that has to like charge a shot first before it fires. That isn't a sniper. Then that shot is pretty powerful though, so I guess. But so is you know, Soldier 76's shots. If he can get, you know, the time it takes for my icicle shot to reach you, Soldier 76 has probably hit you with 3 bullets or 4 bullets. So keeping up with that is kind of like, that type of damage is hard. That's one thing that I have about Overwatch. Yeah, I think the people who have been playing Paladins and love Paladins, and love it enough to stick through with it no matter what changes it makes, like a spouse that's down for their spice, like 4 flat towers, 4 or 5. Wow, Torres, don't bite your tongue. Like the fans and the gamers that love the game so much that they're gonna play it no matter what changes are made in Paladins. Those are the fans that we need to be listening to, I think, when it comes to changes that need to be made. I know they see, because it's a company, so they got to do what they got to do to make money. So whatever decision they make is going to be based around how much money can we make when we make this change. How many people can we keep on our game when we make this change? And they may look at stats or numbers that are important to them, but may not be important to us. Like us on this level of the gameplay, we literally see damage numbers and health and healing numbers. So, and kills and eliminations and shielding and how much healing somebody's done, how much damage somebody did, how long somebody was on objective. We as players see all of that. So when changes are made that make it a lot more difficult for those numbers to be in place, and it impacts the game in such a way that it's harder to play the game, or it makes it more difficult for the average person to play the game, then the hardcore gamers are the only ones that are going to be left, and you won't have enough of those to be able to fund your game. And that's just from the, you know, a business perspective because I went to school for that. So I studied that, so I know about that stuff. So I understand when they make changes to kind of keep the business growing and keep the business thriving. They also have to think about changes that allow people to let's see, Hayden. They also got to think about changes that allow people to enjoy the game that are casual players. For example, as in when it comes to changes to things that we see on the gaming level, like damage and all that stuff. If they were to make a change, if they would have made the change to like a natural amount of damage reduction for each character, instead of a natural amount of healing reduction for each character, or maybe a combination of both, I think that could have gone over well. I personally enjoy being able to, you know, when it comes down to a match, especially when it comes to like, let's say for example, playing football. On most games, on the average game, you know, skill is involved, balanced with strategy. So if I can pretend like one of the people with the ball is going to run on the left side of the field and the entire enemy team runs to the left side of the field and the person actually with the ball runs on the right hand side of the field, you know, more than likely, once the enemy team realizes the person with the ball is on the other side of the field, it's going to be too late for them to go and like chase them, because they'll be too far gone and they won't make it to them before they reach the field goal area, or the end zone. Let's go with that because that's the word for that. So we got that point, and that was because we used strategy and because, you know, our player is fast enough to continue keeping the lead and not getting caught by the enemy team. So that helps. That's a great thing. That's wonderful. But let's say, for example, the teams are equally matched. So the score is at a standstill. They're draw, not a draw, but like they have the same score. They're tied up, and it keeps happening this way. And it's the last quarter. So, and we have the full amount of time that is provided for the last quarter for the game. So if we constantly the teams keep going back and forth and scoring points and getting like and tying the score up, the thing that's going to make the difference, because that's when it comes to skill, let's say skill is the reason why the score is tied, the thing that's going to make the difference is strategy, is tactics, is the ability to move a player without move the person running the ball, or maybe the person catching the ball, allow them to have as much space as possible to run so that the enemy team cannot stop them. That'll help us win the game, and whichever team does that the best wins the game. When it comes to like hero shooters and stuff like that, I think whenever I am in a match and we're equally matched, and the only difference is somebody did something that we didn't expect, they caught us off guard and we didn't react to it fast enough, and that's how they won the match. Those to me are the best games I've ever played. Plenty of times when playing Overwatch, there was a how do I respond? Plenty of times, and oh, that's cool. It's really kind people. Oh dang, we're already in there. Plenty of times in Overwatch matches, a diva bomb, which Sky can basically have. She can throw a bomb, and if you're close enough to it, you're gonna die if you're squishy. If you have low health, and if you have high health, you can still die. But plenty of times, diva bomb comes out of nowhere, like over our entire team, and we don't have any walls to protect us from, and it's right above our heads, it blows up and kills us all. Or majority of us, or 2 healers, and now the healers are dead, and the only person left is the tanks, and the damage players. Maybe like 1 tank is left, because maybe that 1 tank got hit. So now, the enemy team has an advantage, and they're going to take that advantage since they've been tied, since we've been at a standstill, we've been tied up and our skill level is the same. They're going to take advantage of 2 people being dead and 2 of the most important people being dead. People that are going to keep everybody alive as the health goes down. Once they've solved that issue, it's really easy for them to win the match. So in that sense, they've won by using strategy. And those will be some of the best matches you've ever played, because you'll get interactions where you're fighting an enemy and your bullets are hitting them and their bullets are hitting you, and your healer's keeping you alive so you can stay in the fight, and your tank is knocking people away so that y'all all have space to be able to do what y'all want to do, and then all of a sudden they do the same thing to y'all, and y'all are barely staying alive, but y'all are staying alive, and kind of keeping your head above water, but barely, and then you turn the tables again, and basically it's you're doing that to them. You may get a kill here and there, but you know, the fights are still happening, the bullets are still flying, fireballs are still going everywhere. Like those types of, that's what people look for when they play hero shooters, and stuff like that. So when games are first released, you have the skill tier. You have this skill ceiling that people have not reached yet. The game just came out, so not everybody's gonna know what the secret combos are. Not everyone's gonna know the best way to use their character abilities, and that some people may not know that they can use their abilities back to back. So some characters are built to be able to deal a lot of damage if you make them use 3 abilities, one after another. But once you get to a point where you really thoroughly understand the character, which happens after like a year after the game's out, you have players who know, or honestly, give it about 3 weeks, if that long, for some people who play the game. If they play the game faithfully once it's released, give them a little while and they will master their character. You'll have a few people who master their character, but generally give it about 3 months to 6 months to a year. The average player who plays a specific character, they'll know what they're doing when they play that character. Even if that character is new to you, it won't be new to them. So you'll have a decent challenge when playing them. So I think one thing that some games miss is that they the analytics, honestly, it's sometimes it's the employees that are like a little that are not grunt work, so to speak, but are like doing the hands-on stuff. The employees that are doing the hands-on stuff when it comes to the numbers, because there is an employee, I promise you, there's an employee at High Res that pays attention to matches, looks at the damage numbers, looks at what people are building or what items people are buying to see if you know, how it's affecting the gameplay and how it's affecting all those numbers. Somebody's tracking all of that. A lot of people are tracking all of that. An entire department is dedicated to tracking that. The issue might come in is that when the game was first released, the developers had a vision, or the heads of the company had a vision that they wanted to make sure went into place and went into practice. So if that vision, if every time the people in the department that are tracking stats, damage numbers and all that stuff, every time they kind of give a summary of what's going on and kind of give it to their manager, and the manager kind of gives them the mission, so to speak, or the quote that is inspiring the company every time they all clock into work. The company that they see all at the top of the wall when they look up at and look in at the building. If the manager or the person above that manager doesn't feel like they're meeting that standard or meeting that goal or meeting that agenda or mission that the original creators had, when they see those numbers, they'll suggest changes to be made to the department that adjusts all the effects. So they'll tell the numbers people, hey, you know, tell the effects department to make changes to this so the numbers look like this next time you see them. And I don't know if sometimes they'll get community feedback from it, or and they'll maybe get a little community feedback, or they might get just their feedback from people who are like higher level players, and they may not get the feedback they need from like majority of the community or a good amount of the community. They may go to Reddit to track their community's response. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. You are welcome and wanted here. You can leave your comments about how you feel about anything that they've made changes to in this game recently, or just kind of hang out and chill and just kind of listen to the discussion, so to speak. Because we have people in other streaming services that are like watching as well, so they're leaving comments and stuff like that too. So I'm kind of like trying to get to them and like respond to what they're saying as well, because you can't see it on the right hand side of the screen, but you know. So you'll have people that make the changes, but they may not get enough feedback from the community, and that may be because they may not be reaching the community as well as they had hoped. But it kind of is a combination of I honestly think it's like a balance between the people who are working and the people who are leading, and what the people who are leading are asking for, and what the original vision of the company was. See, right hand angel. So if it's like the change they're gonna make isn't gonna be super effective. No Pokemon. Oh, somebody's pushing me up because I keep moving. Kronos. You need Kronos as a healer, to be honest. Maybe they reduced the damage and didn't need her to reload. That'd be kind of dope. Because to constantly be able to fire would be kind of cool, but I guess it triggers with her cards. It can be affected by how often she shoots somebody. So I guess I can see that. Let's try to put that on a squishy. So yeah, like if they're not getting enough feedback, and if we're not giving them enough feedback, that's one of the issues too. If we're not letting our voices be heard, and of course you'll have, and that's the thing this is one thing that I don't like though, is that in those discussions where you have you know, the community giving feedback, it's difficult for, let's say there's not enough people in the department that work at the company to help play referee, so to speak, in the comment section. Because sometimes you'll have people that'll just be like, that's a dumb idea, and it's just like, I don't think so. Just because you don't agree with what they're talking about doesn't make their idea dumb. Actually, their idea could be the best thing that ever happened to that company. But just because you said that wasn't the best idea they should go with, the best idea you've heard, that's like the worst idea you heard, because you say that person now doesn't respond anymore in the community. And if they don't feel like the company, basically, if the company sent somebody, so to speak, to make sure that everybody was a referee in the comment section when it comes to that kind of stuff, they would feel like, okay, cool, somebody can protect me if I give my opinion. So I don't feel like I'm an idiot for expressing how I love the game and would hope they would make this change so that it would be easier for all of us to play. Because honestly, the people who do have some of the best ideas are the people who are too quiet to voice them. Too quiet to voice them, honestly. And like opinions that will, or like potential decisions that will benefit the entirety of the game and every player involved. So honestly, like to help with that, with community feedback, if that was the category, community feedback, we just kind of just branched off into, we definitely need people who are able to give their responses and give their feelings unfiltered and but classy. You know, be respectful when you give your opinion, and be tactful, and like don't have an ill intent, like to say the company's trash. Like, you know, if that's what you want to say when you know get on, just leave that between you and your friends, because nobody really cares. Sorry to put it bluntly, but like that's not going to be productive to the conversation at all. Like, what about it is trash? What makes you upset when you log on to this game? What makes you upset the most? And what do you want changed in order to fix that? Is what you want changed reasonable? Is what you want changed doable? Is it gonna be game breaking with the change you're adding, or is it gonna be beneficial only to you and your play style? Like, what about what you're gonna provide to the discussion? What is gonna help? And you gotta honestly ask yourself that. If you're one of those people who kind of just is like, you know what, I hate what they did. I'm mad at them. I'm angry. I'm gonna tell them how much I hate them. It's like, well, you could do that, but you could also just tell them, hey, I don't know where the company was going with this decision, or the department was going with this decision, but I think it had I think it turned out worse than what y'all expected. It didn't benefit as much as it could have. It didn't make the difference like it should have. It actually was a detriment to the game instead of like a plus to the game. Like, if you can add to the discussion in that way, your opinion will be better received, and it'll actually be a discussion instead of like some people like throwing a tantrum, so to speak, in the comment section or in the discussion, and like the 20% of the community leaving because it's just like, okay, so it's just a bunch of high school jocks who's upset about how they feel and expressing that and telling everybody else they're dumb because they actually have an opinion that makes sense. So okay, I'm not going to be involved in that. Like, people play games for fun. They don't play it to encounter people who are like jerks, even though that happens. But honestly, if we're going to be honest and real about this conversation, and because it's a business, customers do not like being mistreated when they're there by other customers. And if the company is not going to protect my my safety, so to speak, when I come to your business, if they're not going to protect my right to shop at your business without being mistreated by other customers, then I don't want to be there. Or if the environment is so toxic that your customers feel like they have the right to be able to tell me to be rude to me, and you're not going to kind of check them or put them in their place or tell them that, hey, be respectful, because you both, you know, invest money here, and you're both valuable to us. If you're not going to do that, then it's just like, I don't want to be involved in that. Because then of course you might get people who are like, you know, everybody's too sensitive nowadays, and because that's definitely a phrase that's going on. Everybody's too sensitive, so I'm sure they'll throw that in here. This is a business. This is a company. This is a game that has people attached to it that are trying to make money. And people who love what they do, people who want to give you a product that you can enjoy, a game that you can love, a game that you can experience, a game that you can have fun playing. They're trying to give you all that, and a bag of chips, and a box lunch, and so a wine glass with some wine, like the finest wine. They're trying to give you the best they can. So when we give them how we feel about the game, be constructive, add to the conversation. You in school, in English class, whenever we had a discussion, I learned, and most of us learned in general in whatever class we were in, if you wanted to add to the discussion, you said something that was productive and pertained to the subject, or was like close to what the subject was talking about, and you know, we could integrate that into the conversation or bring that into the conversation and kind of develop the conversation further. If we were talking about squids and how they produce ink and how they shoot their ink out. If you start talking about the basketball game yesterday and how Kobe Bryant didn't make as many shots as you expected him to. Not yesterday. Kobe Bryant passed away. Sorry about that. But like during some of his games, you start talking about how he made some of these shots and that people shouldn't have been made. And you raise your hand to say that, it's like that's nice. But that's not what we were talking about. So you add to the discussion. Just think about how much of a difference you can make when you pertain to the subject and give us some food for thought that really helps benefit the group, honestly. And when people walk away from hearing what you just said, they go, wow, they really contributed to the conversation in a way I did not expect. And that has me thinking about a lot of different things. So next time they come to class, or next time they come to the discussion in the comment section on Twitter, they want to give their 2 cents, and they want to give it in the same way you did, because you made an impact, an insightful impact in the conversation. People love that. People love feeling like they can be involved in the community, can talk, and there's somebody there that kind of like is respectful, is intelligent, knows what they're talking about, cares about whatever it is they're all there for, because you're all there for the game, or in the community sense, you're all there for own reason to better the community, and for y'all to enjoy something together at the same time. Like contribute in that way. So remember, y'all, we're talking about is Paladins a dead game? Is Paladins a dying game? What can Paladins do to fix the game? I see we got a question on the stream service. How do they track the damage numbers? Well, it's like we were saying earlier, like we were talking about how, first of all, welcome to the stream. First of all, we were talking about how, like, earlier we were talking about there's probably a department that tracks the amount of damage numbers that come through, so that if any changes are made to damage mitigation or which characters need to be nerfed, they're tracked by how often that character in the game wins a match, and how much damage they contribute to the match in order to get the win. Or if they're a person like Koga and Sky. Koga and Sky are characters that can both target a full health character and end them quickly. Like plenty of games where a Sky is randomly behind you all of a sudden and you get hit with that poison dart, and if she fires into you with a regular auto fire, you're done. You're dead. If your health is not on par with a tank's health or a frontline, you're dying. So they would track that type of those type of numbers to help. Okay, so hey guys, so when they go to their manager, the department head, or the person that kind of is like the leader of the department, maybe while the manager's not there or the dev is not there, they kind of talk to them, or they maybe have a consensus as a group and they all talk together. So like, how do y'all feel about this? Sky is doing obscene amounts of damage up close. We understand that, you know, her kit allows her to be able to do that, but we also understand that her kit makes her invisible. So do we want a character that is invisible for a good period of time to, of course, only be seen when they fire bullets, but, you know, because that's obvious. But do you want a character that's invisible to be able to deal so much damage so quickly. And by the time somebody responds, it's too late because they're already dead. Do we want that? Or do we want to adjust how much damage she can do? Because every time I play a ranked match, Sky is locked out. You can't play Sky. People ban her. Sky's gone. So she's not in ranked. She may be in upper tier, but in like the average players, and a casual gamer or to slightly advanced player, she's not gonna be in that match. She's not playable because they ban her. Like another character like that would be Terminus. Like Terminus gets banned because he can absorb damage for days. Like if you have characters with bullets, and the person on the enemy team like insta locks Terminus, which is the character with the axe that can just absorb bullets, like I've said. You're not gonna do damage to the enemy team. If the enemy team has characters that have fully automatic weapons, like Ash. I think her name is, what's her girl name? No, Tyra. I said Ash. Wow. What's her name? Looks like Tyra. Where's she at? Her. If you have Vivian, or if you have Tyra, or if you have a Victor, or if you have a Tiberius, your team is gonna get wiped out because that Terminus is doing his job. And it seems like Terminus does not run out of like energy to be able to constantly absorb bullets. He's just constantly taking bullets from you. You're not doing any damage. And by the time you do deal damage, he's already built his ult up enough so that if he does die, he explodes and brings himself back to life and kills you and whoever was close enough to him, because it does so much damage. So like when they look at numbers, they should be looking at stuff like that, which I'm sure they do, but I'm sure they look at like top tier play where a character like Terminus might be really, really good in numbers, or even at top tier play, because I haven't checked it in a while, but Terminus may not be good in top tier play, and there may be another tank that people would rather you play instead. So when it comes to that, I think they put into It depends on the skill rating of the people who are able to test the changes they make, to be honest. If they literally had a group of people in the community that they could trust to test the changes to the game for, honestly, for me personally, in a non-disclosure agreement, so this conversation, so to speak, I don't think it'd be game breaking for if they're making or testing changes if somehow it leaks out. If they're leaking out how Sky is gonna get nerfed a little bit, I don't think that's game breaking. It might be because the community gets fired up and explodes, so to speak, and now the PR team or the community department has to kind of like do damage control. Okay, that's very stressful. That's hard to continue with. It's hard to deal with. That's stressful. But if they had a dedicated group of people that had a variety of skills or a variety of skill rating, and they didn't just choose maybe people who have like huge followings on Twitch, they kind of like branched off in between and picked in between all those categories of skill levels, they'd be able to Dark Sapphire now deals an additional. Let's do that. If they had that, they'd have a more tangible sense. They'd be able to get a better feel for what the community needs when it comes to changes. If they base their changes based off only on the people who are like very skilled at the game, and not the average player, then you have average players trying to compensate, or casual players who just want to play to have fun, but still be able to play ranked and still do their best. But they're not gonna shame their teammates after the match is over, because that's unnecessary, and you can't fix it. The match is already over, so there's no point in doing that. But like those people will definitely be able to like they have to compensate for whatever changes are made by the people who are advanced at the game, or because of the people who are advanced at the game, and that's hard. Like for the casual gamer who just wants to have fun. Like I want to get on and have fun. So why in the world do I have to break my back to adjust to these changes? It's kind of ridiculous. Like some people may feel like the change for healing was necessary because healing was overpowered. It's a hero shooter game, so healing is gonna be there. And we have a mechanic in the game that you can buy in order to like compensate for the healing that people are doing. Maybe your teammates don't buy it, okay, but and it may seem like certain healers, like right now that new healer, she's broken. I remember playing against her in a ranked match. By the time we did damage, it didn't matter. She healed her teammates to almost full health, and it seemed like we didn't do anything at all. Her health technically isn't very high, but she has like special armor as built into her character. She can use some of that special armor to heal you or advance her abilities, stuff like that. So yeah, when there's I'm pretty sure there's a department for to track those numbers, but there's just there's a process to tracking what's going to be important and or what changes they should make, and I think part of that process should be making sure that a balanced amount of the community is involved in the testing process, so that when the change goes through, it is viable for everybody who plays the game, and not just people who are very skilled at the game. Okay, so we got another question. Why, when you were talking about Sky, you were talking about how powerful she was? Or just powerful characters in general. So like, when it comes to like characters who are like very powerful, like Victor, like his ultimate, he can be on the other side of the objective if you're doing siege, and he can drop the nukes on you and kill you. If you're squishy, and even if you're a tank, your health is critical, but your healer's probably dead because your healer was nearby. So you don't have any health now, and you're dead, and there's no way for somebody to heal you anyway. I don't remember getting rejuvenate, but okay. So I get it. That's an ult. That's very powerful. Ults are supposed to be game changing. But ults that are game changing shouldn't break the game. Or characters with abilities that are powerful shouldn't break the game. I get that you know, an advanced Sky player, you're not gonna be able to do anything about that. That's like you getting beat up on the street by a black belt. If a black belt decides that he's about their life today and he wants to hurt somebody, he's gonna hurt somebody, and there's not gonna be anything they can do about it. I don't care if they have a gun. By the time he gets a hold of them, they're not gonna be able to get that gun out because he's gonna break some limbs. He's gonna do enough damage to make them feel like they physically can't fight back. So if a Sky who's advanced at the game targets you, there's nothing you can do about it, no matter what. If your teammates are nearby, you have a fighting chance. But if you are by yourself and you're not as advanced as she is at her character, she's gonna take you out. But when it seems like the any Sky player, as long as they're invisible, get right behind you, hit you with the poison dart, and then shoot you with majority of their shots, you're dead. If like a beginner Sky player can do that, then you have to like take a look at how much damage she does, and if we should make changes to adjust that. Should the changes be just on Sky? Should it be on the bullets she shoots out? Should it be on the poison and how effective it is? Should it be on her range? If she's too close, of course, you know, if the closer she is, the more damage she does. Should we increase the fall off damage? Like if she's 2 steps away from her opponent, should her damage decrease at that point? Like things like that they have to like think about, that won't break the character and still make the character viable, but won't allow the character to break the game. that was pretty smooth. Those matches we just did. Like, they have to think about stuff like that. So when I pointed out Sky because she gets banned so often. And I know when I watch the Smite Pro League, they talk about characters that are banned all the time. They talk about their win rate. Whenever they talk about a character that gets banned, they always talk about their win rate too. And they say the win rate is really high. They're good at staying in the lane. They're good at being able to stay alive, keep their teammates alive, so to speak, or provide pressure so that the enemy can't advance. Like they look at all of that. So whenever they talk about characters, it's been banned. Like Yamoja in Smite getting banned because her wow, they don't even give event passes out that much anymore in this game. But Yamoja, her ultimate, she brings up a wall of water. Like she's, you know how Moses parted the Red Sea? Like she's undoing what Moses just did. So she's putting the sea back. So lanes are literally almost as wide as her waves are. So if she traps you inside of that and kind of like blocks your exit, because there's two walls on each of your sides, so you can run straight at her, or you can run away from her to get out of the wall. If she positions it correctly, there's going to be no way you can escape because of the way the walls are made, and the ability itself is as wide as the lane, as the walls themselves, the distance between both walls. So you basically can't avoid it at some point. So they banned her because she can put the walls up, and she also has an ability that slows you down. It's a big water bubble. When it hits you, you slow down, you don't move as fast, and it hits you about 3 times. Like it breaks off into smaller water droplets and hits you again. So your ability to move and kind of get away is like dampened very bad. And that honestly might be one reason why they ban her so much in the game, because just like I don't feel like dealing with that every time I play a competitive ranked match, because she's usually in this like the support category, so she's helping somebody else on the team that has good damage potential, and can probably shoot very fast bullets, usually hunters and stuff like that, or attack speed mages. She's probably right there next to whoever that is, helping them push that lane, go down that road. So she's gonna heal them. She has the healing ability as well, and her ability is not. She's one of the few characters in the game that doesn't have a mana bar, which every character does. So in order for you to use your abilities, that needs to be at a certain level. Her mana bar, so to speak, is modified so that after a few seconds, she'll have enough mana to use her abilities. Most characters, once you run out, you have to go back to spawn and get your mana back. With her, you're not going to have to do that, or buy potions to fill it back up. With her, you don't have to do that. With her, you're not going to need to do that, because her passive. So that's another reason why, like, she has like abilities that are built into her kit or into her character that allow her to be able to kind of like stay in a fight for a while and not need to go back home. I don't know how people feel about Changhua in ranked or whatever, but Changhua is a similar way. I just recently read up on one of her abilities. She has an ability to make herself immune to damage and immune to like CC or crowd control. So you can't slow her down when she's doing this ability, and you cannot freeze her, and you cannot damage her. And this is like her too. So if she uses that while you're hitting her, now she uses mana. But if you use that while you're hitting her, she restores that mana. She restores mana based on how much damage you would have done to her, or how many times you would have hit her. So she can stick around in the fight for a long time. And her passive is, it's the MOBA I'm talking about, so Smite. You know, her passive, she can buy items from anywhere on the map. In Smite, you have to go back to the spawn room in order to buy items for your character, to make them for your build. With her, she can buy one item at a time, and her little bunny that's next to her will run off and go buy the item for her, and then when it comes back, it'll deliver it to her. She can stay in the lane and do all of that and not have to go anywhere. So like, you know, she'd be good for that. She's like Yamoja in that sense. Like, she can get her mana back that she needs in a little while, if you manage the ability correctly, obviously. and not have to worry about dying very quickly. And she can heal herself too, so you know you have all of that mixed in. So if ever they make changes to her, it'll be to her passive. It'll be to her how long the bunny takes to come back. It'll be possibly to how much damage she can do. And it'll be to how much healing she can provide. Like they did a big nerf to healing in general outside of combat. So like naturally in the game, if you're not in a fight and you heal yourself, they reduce that amount of healing that you do. But over this last big mid-season patch, they reduced that amount by like a lot. So say for example you would have healed yourself for 100 health if you were in combat. Now that you're outside of combat and you're kind of not worried about how much damage you're taking, and you have a natural healing HP 5, which isn't count for much to be honest, if you don't build that. Now that you're out of combat, like you would have healed for 100 in combat, now that you're out, you're gonna heal for like 40. So like a change like that is like drastic, because in the conquest or in like game modes where there are lanes, you hide in your towers for a little while sometimes, in between fights, or you go to take jungle buffs, or you go to just kind of like see what the other lane is doing, or you kind of just travel in your jungle a little bit to see if somebody's lurking in your lane somewhere nearby, or you just kill minions and let the minions fight each other, but you kill the other ones, so you don't take any damage. So you do that, and you know, it's if you have a character that can heal itself while you're not in a fight, it's nice. Like you can stay in the lane for a little while, and if your mana recovers fast enough, you don't have to worry about going back to spawn anytime soon. You can kind of just stick around. Or if you have the potential to hit hard with your basic attacks, and you have enough armor or protection or have enough range from you and the person hitting you, you can keep your distance and you can still do your job. You know, that feels good. You don't have to worry about getting into a fight. You don't have to worry about healing yourself too much. Or if you have life steal in your basic attacks, you can hunt minions and heal yourself. If you're out of combat and you heal yourself and you have an ability that can, to kind of like, you kind of feel slighted because of the new patch they changed or made. You know, high-res update notes, high-res like patch notes, stuff like that. So like, you feel like they slighted you in the smite patch notes, like it was a personal attack. When it wasn't. It was just like like for a general like good luck, have fun. In a general sense, they targeted something that would help every player feel viable, because you have healers like Aphrodite, who can do massive amounts of healing if her cooldowns are high enough, and if she has enough mana. If she can get her abilities back fast enough to use them again, and if she has enough mana to do those abilities. She also has an ability that, you know, if she's attached somebody literally at the hip through a cord, she can move faster. So like all of that stuff, like it hits home and it hits hard. And there's an item that you can build that makes your minion stronger. So even if she's by herself, she can hold her own because the minions got her back. And they'll hurt you. Wow, that bot is good. I might an actual match. Oh, it's the bot. It's pretty powerful though. Okay, she can hold her own by herself in that lane. And she has an ability that makes an ult that makes her immune to damage and to crowd control. So like, she's like, oh yeah, like I'm good. I ain't gotta worry about nothing. So that nerf came to her specifically, or not her specifically, but it helped to like inadvertently passive aggressively targeted her and characters like her that can kind of just chill on their own and get their health back, and be ready for a fight whenever the person on the opposite team comes back to that lane or comes back to that road they're both supposed to stand on and fight each other on. Once that the enemy comes back, they're able to, like, they have a decent amount of health and they didn't have to leave and go back to spawn to get it, so that they're able to keep pressure on you and prevent you from destroying their tower and attacking their base. Like, they think about that kind of stuff. So that change was made to kind of hit that, those types of things to deal with. And I think, honestly, because Paladins is the hero shooter that, you know, if you're not in combat, your health comes back automatically. Which I believe they got that from Smite, if Smite was out before Paladins was. So yeah. So they got, you know, they have that passive healing thing. If you're not in combat, you can health that. It's cool, it's awesome. I personally think they could benefit from the damage mitigation. I know they gave us the cauterize, the natural cauterize. They reduced the natural cauterize, but gave us the damage reduction. Like, the average player who's playing a healer will feel like they can still do their job. Because I don't know if anybody understands, but playing a healer is a stressful job. Your job, you are literally the manager of the entire team. Nobody gives you the respect of that, but you are the manager of the entire team. You make sure the team can do their job, has the energy to do their job, or has the resources to do their job, which is their health in this case, literally. And that once they supply some damage in every now and then, or put some damage out so that your teammates don't feel overwhelmed while you're healing them. So you basically play a damage player. Sometimes you got to take hits for teammates because they because their health is too low and you're healing them still, but they're not fully healed yet. There's been plenty of games when I play Overwatch and I play Lucio where I will stand in front of a teammate because my passive healing is on, because I have the healing switched on, and I will, which like a Grok in this game, that's basically what he is, Lucio. So I will stand in front of a teammate to take a hit so they don't have to get hit. So like, you play tank in that sense, you play frontline in that sense. So you play damage dealer, you play healer, and frontline. All that wrapped into the word support, honestly. So like, you're breaking your back when it comes to that stuff. So whenever they make changes to, like, in hero shooters to things like that, it's scary for us support mains or people who queue up as a healer so that at least we can get in the match faster. There's people who do that too. They might not be mains, but they do that because they want to play the game faster. Which is viable, that makes sense, because, you know, I want to play the game too. So, like, when they make changes to heal, how much healing somebody can do, it's like, you get punched in the gut, it's like, are you serious? You literally made my job harder. Like, I break my back for my team, and my team, like, sometimes people who solo queue and play healer, and been holding their own as a solo queue healer in ranked. Like, they play by themselves, they don't have a group of friends they play with, they don't have a group of the community they play with, they play by themselves. And they can take care of their team like they want to, with it. When you make a change like that, it hits them, they take that to heart. Personally, I took it to heart a little bit too. I feel like the change is too dramatic or drastic. I feel like whenever they make changes like that, they're favoring damage dealers. When it's not just, the issue they're running into is not just too much damage. I mean, too much healing. It's, is your front line a person with a shield? And if they do have a shield, or if they don't have a shield, are they using it? If they don't have a shield, are they using another ability to keep them alive so that, you know, your other teammates can do their job too? Like, you have all of that wrapped into one, and all that's happening all at once. You're getting hit with all that information, and you're getting not hit with all that information, but you have all those things to think about. So, if I'm Grok is not the name of the other person. I forgot the name of the tree dude. Anyway, if I'm Grok, But Grok has aerial effect healing too. But if I'm Grok and I'm trying to heal my teammates, and Inara is in the enemy spawn, I'm not going back there to heal her. I'm just not going back there. I appreciate the effort my teammate is putting into making sure the enemy team cannot get out of their spawn room, but I'm not going to help them. If Inara cannot block hits and cannot make sure that I don't get hit, and I'm able to heal her and keep her alive while she does what she's doing, if she can't do that for me, it's a risk to the team for me to be up there trying to help her. So I'm gonna stay where everybody else is at, or try to spread the love to everybody. Because sometimes you will have it's like a character that that's a front line that might do that, or a character just in general that might do that, because they feel like, okay, cool, I can put some pressure on the team, because in some matches they've been doing that and it's worked. But in this particular match, they might have a Victor and they might have a Tyra, so they're getting shot with all the bullets. So they're not able to. Whoa, that was pretty smooth. I like that. That was pretty. So they're not able to do what they thought they were able to do in this game that they did last game, or the past few games they've been playing. So they living life on the dangerous side. Like they drive without a seatbelt in the driver's seat, and they constantly speed all the time, and they don't stop at red lights like they should, and they don't stop at stop signs like they should. So they living life risky. When they do stuff like that, you know, it makes it hard for the healer to like heal them, because they don't. I don't think they don't recognize fast enough that that strategy in the game, in this match, is not working like they thought it was. It is not working like it used to in the last match they played. So they have to be careful and mindful about that. But they're so frustrated that I've been doing this. I'm good at this. I know I'm good at doing this. Like, why in the world is it not working? They're so caught up in that they're not realizing you're still a good player. At this very moment, you may need to adjust how you're approaching this match, and maybe you can go back to that strategy. It's like when I was playing tennis yesterday, my coach gave me another technique to use on how to hit the tennis ball, and like it felt weird. It felt like I was losing myself. Like, you know, the way I was playing before, like I feel like, you know, I'm not gonna be as graceful. I'm not gonna feel as comfortable. I'm not gonna feel as like agile as I used to with this new like swing. But once I kind of got a hold of it, or kind of understood, okay, this is not that bad. This is actually pretty cool. And every now and then, whenever I hit it, the ball has like some spin on it, so it'll move in a very strange direction that my opponent can't predict. And now I get the point because the opponent didn't expect that. All because I changed my technique to compensate for the player or the person I'm playing against. My old technique might not have been working, and it wasn't, because the person I was playing against was pretty good. So I had to be mindful of the technique I used, because the way I would hit the ball, it may not have that much speed. It'd have like precision, but it wouldn't have the speed it needs, or like the spin it needs to like make directions change once it bounces on the ball. So now it has that, so the person I'm playing against is kind of like, what are they going to do next? Because they have both of those techniques in their repertoire now. So now I have to be mindful about all of these different things. So when it comes to that, like changes being made and how that change will affect patches being implemented that will change how a particular character has to be played, it kind of sucks. But don't think of it as you losing your identity with that character. Think of it as, this is an opportunity for me to try to play this character a different way, to make the best out of it, and see what I can do. Even though they robbed me of my identity for this character. Because sometimes some changes are game breaking for characters. Some changes really are, honestly. Or players. So how am I going to compensate for this? So in spite of all that, in spite of Paladins maybe feeling like it's a dying game, or Paladins is a dying game, or how do you feel about Paladins being a dying game? In spite of all of that, you know, take courage, take heart, and adjust your strategies. If you're playing by yourself and you want to be able to help give the team some suggestions, but you don't want to hear what the team has to say because you're afraid the team is going to be really toxic and very like rude or don't listen to you. Honestly, because this is a game and you can do what you want to do because you're, you know, a human. You can mute everybody else, and you can keep, you know, some people will go, well, you know, you shouldn't do that because you won't be able to hear what people are saying. Honestly, people who get on the mic and talk, if they're not giving call outs, you're not helping. So your mouth needs to be closed at that point, and your mouth needs to be muted. So to avoid that, because people have to do that now, sadly, people have to literally mute other players so they don't have to deal with their foolishness because they're not providing actual, you know, they're not being productive to the team. They mute everybody else. So honestly, in a sense, when it comes to that, we can't be mad at people who do that. And props to the people that do, because you got to protect your sense of sanity. Because some people get on the mic and they're kids. They may be 20, 30, 40 years old, but they act like kids. So to protect your sanity for the day, you have to mute them. I understand that. I respect that. Honestly, I applaud you for that, because it's aggravating to be on, say you're on a football team and one of the players is on your team is just that guy. You hate showing up to the football games because you know if we don't do well, he's gonna have something negative to say, and it's gonna kill the morale of the team, and we may lose again. And he's still gonna continue to have something negative to say. I understand that when you mute players on your team. Props to you for doing it. You gotta protect your sanity. Keep doing what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, people who do that still provide support, still do their job on the team. The people who have to take it upon themselves to mute their teammates because they're aggravated with how their teammates are treating them, they have to mute them. Props to them. Yeah, so people who have to mute their teammates in order to be able to communicate with them. I mean, to be able to provide positive feedback and not hear what the... Hold on a second. I cannot hear myself at all. Hello? Testing? Testing? Testing?
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm not. I cannot hear myself at all. Make sure that everybody can avoid it at some point. When they do stuff like that, you know, it makes... Make sure that everybody can avoid it at some point. You know, it makes... Oh, so I can't hear myself. Okay. That was very weird. Like, my mic was not working just now. So I can't hear myself. Okay. That was very weird. I guess because the match didn't start yet. That kind of sucks. I didn't realize it made me auto-pick Sky. But I like Sky. I like playing the healer role that Sky has. Hold on a second. Champion skills. Swap. Loadout. Smoking dagger. Breath of life. So like, I like being able to heal a Sky. That's fun for me. So like, I like being able to heal. I guess I can hear me great. Emote contest. How about do emote?
5, 4,
There we go, there's emote.
2,
Cool. Q.
Here goes nothing.
But I don't like having like my morale ground into the ground because you're angry that you're not getting healed, but you are in the enemy spawn room, or you are in the enemy's like booty crack, and you won't come back to where we are, where your team is at, and let your teammates take a few bullets for you. Because we'll do that for you. We'll do that for you. I know you want to play Superman right now, but somebody on that team's got kryptonite, and you need to keep your distance. Like I love you, Superman, but somebody on that team's got kryptonite. You might as well go lay in a bed when kryptonite is around. You get all kinds of sick. You get all kinds of weird. You get like the world to come to an end when kryptonite is around. So you Yeah. Whoever's trying to play Superman right now needs to just, you know, back up. Take a few seconds to come back to the team. And we'll take a few bullets for you. You know, or we'll take a few punches for you, Flash. We'll take a few punches for you. You know, he may not be the most durable superhero. He may not have super strength, you know, compensate for that. But he's got above average strength. So he can take a hit from somebody. Maybe not from Devastation, but he can take a hit from somebody. Maybe if the writers do it right, he can take a hit from Devastation. But we can take a hit for you. Icon can take a hit for you. I think that's a DC superhero. The Green Lantern can take a hit for you. Batman's not gonna take a hit for you, but you know he can maybe throw a batarang or something. You know, all that stuff. So. When it comes to, like, you know, teammates doing that kind of stuff, you know, it's kind of scary. So as a healer, you know, the job gets stressful. So why do you play healer? Do you only play healer? Do you balance your roles? So yeah, I like okay. So me personally, I prioritize playing healer. Because honestly, I don't trust anybody to heal. That's not. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be bad, or mad, or angry. But I know that there is a hefty balance when it comes to being a support player, a support character. Like playing Mercy. You know, people are like, "Hey, don't be a heal bot." Okay, but these two people up here. If this was Overwatch and there's two people up there in that spawn room over there, and all of a sudden their health drops below like half, or if I got a beam connected to them, because their health drops below half, and everybody back here, I'm constantly like healing or just keeping my healing aura on them to keep them topped off. That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. You do that. But there is also, because that's honestly that's never gonna do you wrong. To be honest, people will grind you into the ground about that. Overwatch, healing, don't be a heal bot. They will hate you for that, for just healing the whole time. But honestly, it depends on your playstyle, whatever. But in addition to healing, once you realize all your teammates are capped off, you can switch to damage boosting if you're playing Mercy, so that if all your characters are topped off and you know Reinhardt's got his shield up and there's a Soldier 76 right behind that shield, damage boost Soldier 76. In doing so, you'll put a lot of pressure on the enemy team. You'll break their barriers faster. You'll deal more damage to them if your soldier's accurate. And you'll provide more help to your team than you realize. Like it'll be pretty beneficial to do that. What's that man's name? Let me look at his name. No, his name's not there. Yeah, you'll provide more help than you realize. And of course, once your teammates start taking damage, you know, you switch back to healing. You know, that's doable. That's viable. That makes sense. That's what every Mercy who's like put their time in and punched their time clock as a Mercy main, they know when to switch, when not to switch. They know if their team is aggressive and damage boosting is not a viable thing to do for because their health is way below half and there's nobody to stop some damage coming in. Damage boosting only happens once, like 10 seconds or 30 seconds in a 10-minute match. Then you know that's just how it is. And that's what they believe is the best thing they can do. Now, you're not gonna come to their house and beat them up for doing that. So, if you feel like they did that and there wasn't something they should have been doing, then I'm not sorry to tell you that's what they did. That's what they thought was best. And it's okay that they thought that was the best thing they could do. Because it sounds like in that instance, it wasn't just them. It wasn't just their fault that there was no, you know, extra damage coming in. Somebody wasn't absorbing bullets or using cover, so they weren't able to damage boost people. They had to keep everybody topped off or at least above half, so that they feel viable to be able to play in a match and can keep them alive. in order to continue to play. So yeah, that kind of hurts. It's kind of stressful. It's kind of like demanding. People don't realize that, but it is demanding to do.
Relax.
Okay, cool. Chronos, let's see. Because I like healing this guy, it's fun. It's oh woo! Hey woo! It took me out of here. Can I see the death we got? Jesus fix it. That burst damage was intense. Okay. Run off the map, please. Please run off. Aw, he didn't run off. Like, the fact that I can melt him is pretty OP. But the damage fall off at that range, you know, is ridiculous. But it's not gonna matter if I have other teammates that can shoot bullets too.
Killing spree.
So like, does anybody feel like, you know, games in general are just catering to people who just feel like everything needs to be fixed because the game is broken and this character is too hard to beat, when in some games, you know, it's actually doable to play against that character or to fight that character. When in some games it's overbearing, like something they could implement, which they actually put in multiverses. In a game like Street Fighter, if you play a Ryu player, either that Ryu player is very, very good, and them combos are coming at you, and if you get caught in one of them, you're like 33% of your health bar is gone, or that Ryu is spamming his energy blast at you, his Hadouken, whatever it's called, the entire match, and then once you jump over him, he's uppercutting you because he doesn't want you to avoid any of his attacks. But either way, he's spamming. If they did what they did in Multiverses, where they implement a system where it nerfs the damage the energy blast does because he does it so often back to back, or the person playing Ryu does it so often back to back, then that would make it viable for people to be able to fight against the person who's playing that type of way. I understand that's an ability the character has, but if that's the only ability you use in order to do the fight, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, my little cousin can do that. My niece could do that. If I literally spent an hour a day, each day, to tell her how to do the energy blast and then to do the uppercut if somebody jumps over you, she will be able to do it. She will. And she might be one of the best Ryu players out there, so to speak, when it comes to spamming, which is what that falls into, that category. So I guess I've started to branch off to say, like, do we think games are like catering to people who are like struggling to keep up, or because a lot of people like try to fix stuff with nerf this, nerf that, nerf that. That's too powerful. Do we think there's too much of that going on? Veteran, let's see. Death hand. Or do we feel like there's not enough going on? Or do you feel like it's okay where it's at? Okay, okay. Gear Turner 779. Okay. Said that they think people are doing, or companies are doing that too much, and it's overbearing. Okay,
Not too shabby.
and I hear you on that. And you're right. I think another way they approach it also, is that when they do make changes, the changes are too drastic. You know, they're trying to fix things that maybe aren't broken, but when they try to fix it, they do too much. They make way too many changes, or the changes too drastic. Like me personally, when they released that cauterized thing, for healing, that was me playing Ceres. It felt like I was doing no healing at all. Like I was doing PP healing. I don't know if they nerfed Ceres too, because I didn't pay attention to the patch notes on Paladins as much as I pay attention to the patch notes on Smite. But like I did like PP healing. Like people were dying left and right, and it didn't even matter. I was healing them outright. They were being overpowered bullets. That might have been a combination of them not having a shield to block bullets for them, or them not having extra armor or extra health or whatever to block bullets for them, and a combination of them just being a little too kill hungry and not being careful. So when they do, I think it is happening a lot. I do see that it is happening a lot. Like the games are patching or fixing a lot of things. It's happening a lot because of course they want to, you know, make their community feel like the community that revolves around the game are the players. They make them feel like they care about the players and they're listening to the players. I think when they sometimes when they make changes, those changes are way too drastic. And it's scary, honestly. Sometimes it's like some games I don't want to touch anymore, or I'm maybe afraid to touch because the changes are being made. I'm just like, oh, it's too dramatic. Like, or when I feel like I'm personally attacked, which, you know, that's my personal opinion about certain things. But or I feel like that change is really gonna like affect the game in a way that people didn't really expect. Like when whatchamacallit, like Mercy in Overwatch, before they nerfed her healing. Who's got this aura? What's his name? That's a big aura. That's way bigger than Lucio's. Yeah, Lucio's is super small. Like when they changed the way Mercy could heal people, res people, you know, they went from however many you can get in a group at the same time to only one person. Once they made that change, because people were complaining about how like I'd use all my ults and then she'd res everybody and they'd be all back to life, and you know, I won't have any ult charge and they'll hit me with all their ults. That sounds like a lack of strategy problem, but okay. And that sounds like a you didn't kill the Mercy first problem, but okay, because like if everybody's not grouped up, like if everybody doesn't die in the same area, Mercy can't res everybody. If the Mercy is not the best Mercy, Mercy can't res everybody. So you can only probably, you know, res one person. One thing they could have done, which they made the change. I forgot. Oh, they added as an ability that Mercy had. Which one thing they could have done was given Mercy a like the way the res is now. Which, I mean, it's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm cool with it. I'm chill with it. But I don't ever see cards about Mercy getting reses. Because honestly, that was one way in which supports could get a card. Otherwise, you would not be on the board. You might be on the board for healing, of course, obviously, you know. At least one support in the game is going to be on the board for healing. But, like, tertiary categories like reses or, damage with anti-nade, or how much damage you've taken for the team, because that's the thing too I was explaining earlier. Like if you're a support character and you can heal yourself, sometimes you got to take damage for your teammates, because that's a category that they give you in Overwatch at the end of the game, in addition to how much healing you've done, like or total damage you've taken for the team, or total healing you've done, and then like damage taken for the team. Like it'll say like 35% damage taken for the team, and you've done like 6,000 healing in a quick play match. So that's cool. That's awesome. That's a high number of damage and a high number of healing that you've done for your team. So when they made the change to Mercy's Res is not a card anymore, or doesn't happen very often. And personally, when it comes to certain matches, I haven't been in matches where like I can get a card for damage boosted. Like, I will do 1,300 damage boosted. That may not sound like a lot, but honestly, it is depending on who you're damage boosting and how long the match is and how often you have an opportunity to damage boost. So your teammates are gonna lose health, so you're gonna have to heal. Like just damage boosting is not a thing. When people say damage boost, that's Mercy. Don't do that. Don't just damage boost. Don't mostly prioritize damage boosting. And you have to be mindful. I said that, and I say also be mindful of how your teammates play. If just damage boosting or damage boosting most of the time is something you can do because your secondary healer is keeping everybody healthy, then cool, do that. If people are playing wise enough and are getting enough cover to be able to do that, definitely do that. But if you feel you need to heal your teammates, because it's better for them to be alive than for them to be dead and damage boosted because they were damage boosted. Honestly, that's what I'm saying. They're like, well, you're not going to get into the top tier. Well, people are applying that knowledge but still aren't going anywhere. So it's best if they improve on what they already do and like gradually add more and gradually implement newer strategies so that they can apply those, so that when those extenuating circumstances come up, or when those extreme circumstances, or when those random circumstances come up, they can apply that knowledge, they can apply that effort, they can do that damage, they can boost in, they can do that healing. Every now and then, if you want to, whip out your pistol as Mercy. You can whip out your pistol when you're flying past somebody and it's an enemy and you're guardian angeling to somebody else. You can melee and deal damage that way too. Somebody on the enemy team is close to you while you're killing somebody and they're distracted and you're behind them, you can hit them in the back with that staff. You know, I do that too. There's been plenty of games where I've gotten to kill as Mercy by meleeing somebody because my teammates got their health low. I kept my teammates' health pretty high and they were distracted. They fighted my teammate and I just hit him from behind and I killed him. You know, that's the thing. Patching too much. Let's see. Alright. How much healing did I do this time? 13,000. 49,000 damage. Okay, cool. That's a cool, fun little balance. Let me take a look at Saris, because I want to make sure that, alright, here we go. Let's see what we got here. So now we're going to Saris. Because Saris is a go-to healer. She can do the dang thing for a warrior. Increase the range from which the main target at which restores solo secondary healing can target allies by 20%. Shadow travel. Reduce the cooldown. Suddenly restore so cool. That's a good one. Generate 2 ammo. Still so reduce the cooldown of range soul. How did you detonate grenade? Slow orb stacking. Detonate. Consuming 1%. Increase the healing down. So. Oh gosh. Slow to charge rate. New movement speed is increased by 8% while marked. And so I'm gonna get, you know, cooldown reduction anyway for her. So I'm gonna increase the ultimate charge rate. But like and I do like the fire bullets, so I will definitely be oh hey, there's 3 motorcycles.
Choose your champion.
Let's see. I wanna play as. I said Sarah's, let me play Sarah's.
Customize your champion.
I got the angel skin, I was so happy. Took a minute, I finally got it again. I had this one before the remix skin, which is pretty cool too. A sensor. Let's see what we got here.
Sight beyond sight, life beyond death. I alone traverse the abyss.
And here we go. Okay. Who was holding W?
Who was holding W? Find alive. Okay, let's see what we got here. Kronos. I was gonna spawn for a little while. Life. Rip.
I've bought this before.
So let's be able to stay alive. With multiple tries. Do not recommend. You need to be able to get there as soon as you can. But like if another enemy team picks their servers, because you know, me sometimes, like in Paladins specifically, I pick Ashe. I'm like, I don't know if my tank is gonna be a tank today, so let me pick Ash so I can be a tank for my team. I have life steal built into my build. I have immunity, of course, built into my build. I have getting cooldowns back built into my build, so I can put shields down more and all that stuff, and have knockback, concussive blast, and all that. I will hold that objective for you, and I will do it by myself if I have to. What I need from like what I need from my teammates is to just assist me just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, whenever you can. Like just help me, help you, please. Help me, teammate. Like that's how I feel. That's all I need. Just you, every now and then, just pick your head out, shoot a few bullets, heal me. You know, you can do that too. That's cool. Well, my life's still not that potent, but you know, if you could heal me, that'd be great, so I can stay alive a little longer. I will keep you all a-okay. I promise. You will not get shot by a bullet. I will keep that shield up, and my shield will last a while. But it's just a little aggravating to have to deal with it sometimes, you know. Oof. It's disheartening sometimes to have to deal with, but it's okay. That's definitely personal. Dive into the abyss. I keep forgetting about Rinsol. I know if I don't play Saris though sometimes, and I do play Ashe instead, I'm just, somebody on the enemy team might play Saris, I'm just like, oh no. I'm afraid my team is not, or even they can play Yang if they wanted to. I'm afraid my teammates might not, you know, give us that healing that we need. So it's like I can't win sometimes. It's weird, but it happens. Alrighty, next one.
Choose your champion.
Let's see what we got here. I want to try Vivian. See what all the smoke is about.
Customize your champion.
I ain't really hit. I missed that battle pass though.
They will bend the knee, or they will break.
Let's see.
with my hands dirty, but you've left me no choice.
And it's cool honestly do what I have. Let's try and increase my upload your sensory joins.
Alright. Relax!
Let's see at the story. Oh, let's do that. Oh, I did say tank Vivian, so that means I actually have a build for her.
Okay. Who was holding W?
She has so many bullets though.
Give them a taste of fear.
So I want to find you somebody. So I can't get you now. Oh yeah, this is fun. I can see why people want to play her so much. She is fun. To just shoot a bunch of bullets all the time. I don't see how people do that though. Cause that recoil is like shaking my brain. I feel like my vision is shaking. I can't with that recoil. I don't know what our sensor drones do. I'm about to spawn her and buy some stuff because I can. Have you met my friends? Champion skills. Draw Jones to the way and just all out. Okay. Talon light machine gun. Shit. Okay, cool. Senator Jones to help. Haven. Left hands. Haven. Veteran.
What stories this trinket could tell?
I bet it is.
That's 2 in a row.
Maybe it does more damage than gun size.
That's 7 in a row.
Oh, it should be more accurate, but yeah, I rather hip fire.
That's 2 in a row. Savage.
Have you met my friends?
Not too shabby.
She's pretty fun. I like being able to pew 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 the whole time. I also, one of the things I personally think that the patches, so we're talking about, you know, it's probably the dying game, or dying games in general, or how to stop games from dying, or kind of just like an overarching layer or around that subject. I honestly think that some games, when they do patches, they patch the wrong things, or they fix something that's not broken, or they don't or they don't like reduce the effects of something that's working too well. Like we all know that Victor is the character everybody's able to play when they start playing the game. But that old and the bullets are powerful. I don't know if they've ever nerfed him. They probably did. I'm sure they have. But like that man is powerful. So like it's overwhelming to be in a match and like there be a Victor that's just on the top right of the screen because he's on a ledge somewhere and our teammates just won't target him because we're distracted. We're trying to survive by, oh, Grover was his name. Okay, that's a cool Grover skin actually. We're trying our best to survive because, you know, we're being attacked by other things. That's difficult to worry about that. Or to compensate for that, or to cast one fire. Oh, dope! Awesome tank Vivian. Let's see. Shield self by fire. Increase the duration of the shield by 4 seconds. Heal for 4 seconds. While shield active. Reduce your weapon recoil. Sex. Lifesteal. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Heck yeah. Haven. Could definitely be a tank Vivian. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. I wonder, does the spread, like, does it help with this, like, are the bullets inside the spread very well? Like, in the game Overwatch, like Sombra, her spread is very wide when she fires for a while, but like, as long as you're inside the circle, you're getting hit with her bullets, and that's like one of the coolest things ever. Because it's basically like drawing a circle. The bullets are drawing a circle inside of the circle. If you understand, like, I mean, inside of the crosshair, that is a circle. Like, the bullets are drawing a circle inside of it. So, like, when the circle is wide, your chance of hitting your target is a lot easier for her. It's weird, but it's true. I mean, if you're far away, you're able to hit your target more accurately than you expect. That's what I should be saying. Let's go with that. Put a deflect the shield up because we can heal with that. And let's put out some of these sensors so we know what's going on.
Rampage.
Okay. Let's go. Dope. I know one thing that whatchamacallit, that Smite did was they increased the amount of like health and protections every character had, which was a good idea. Actually really good. I think they did it by a flat amount. I know they did a flat amount when it came to protections. I think they did a flat amount as well when it came to health, to like help compensate for like the amount of damage people were taking, how fast people were dying in the game. Because it was overwhelming. welcome to the stream. Thank y'all for stopping by. You are welcome and wanted here. Remember, at the end of the day, there are people who do work on the games that we do love to play and talk about, and they do the best they can with the decisions they've been told to, the changes they've been told to make. Let's like be thoughtful about that whenever we talk about it. Can express our dislike, but you can also provide like constructive like reasoning for why you feel that way. So it'll help you know, benefit the conversation and help with the community, because you never know, somebody might look on this video, somebody important might look at this video that works for the company that you may be talking about or we may end up talking about, and it could positively affect the game from that point because of the conversation we had here. Let's go. This is fun. I wonder why people play Vivian. But it's scarier than an actual match though. People can hurt you. I just kept sliding, it's awkward. Veteran. Life rip. Around boost. Let's go with hay one more time.
Is the truest power. Have you met my friends?
Have you met my friend? Easy work is easy work. Like Tyra's fire, oof, it's so oppressive. And I always see that people use her too, in ranked matches. If it's not a Tyra, if it's not a Vivian, if it's not a Victor, it's gonna be one of those three on the team, or Tiberius. It'll be one of those four on the team. Tiberius is a flank, but his damage is dumb, like dumb. Oh hey, who's that? Oh hey, how's it going? I should have stayed on the other side of that. Yeah, I bet you want to. Gotcha. You tried it. I was about to use my ult too, but it's already over. I'm trying to go with this battle pass, because this battle pass is gonna take forever to go through. Cause oof. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. How much shielding got here? 7,275. Did a lot of damage, not a lot of shielding. I need to focus on my shielding, so I can make sure if never in an actual match and I do decide to play her like this, I can stick around in a fight. I can hold my own and I can help benefit the team by being on the objective, applying pressure on the objective, and these are my teammates can do their thing, you know? It's cool. But she's got a shield. A lot of other characters don't. Other damage dealers, so. Easy work is easy work. Oh, let me take that. I don't think I took it yet. I don't think I did. I hope I didn't already. Nope. I do remember taking it. Yep, I remember opening the cap. That's funny. Walking Dead, that's cute.
Alright. Relax!
I'm actually glad I'm talking about this because like it's able. It makes it easy to log the hours because I definitely need to watch hours up, y'all. Thank y'all so much for sticking around. Thank y'all so much for watching the stream. It really helps out a lot. Y'all have no idea how much that means to me. Trying to get monetized, and you know, gotta get the watch hours up. So the more people watching, and the longer y'all watch, the more content I can provide for you guys. Thank Alice and every king and queen in between. Let me throw that up there.
Killing spree.
Take bullets for the team. Looks like the shield has to throw it up. I wish I could block that like that by looking down at it. Oh, I'm gonna need cooldown reduction. Cause it's gonna take forever for that deflect the shield to come back. He just died right now. Okay, the battles are happening over there. Alright, enemy team trying to be strategic. Nope. 182. Is that like burning damage? Cause those numbers look. Oh, those are crit. Oh, crits. Cool. I think. Maybe. Looks like it could be. Nah, those are crits. I wonder what those are then. I'm gonna do that. Oh, I see the health right there, the health bar. Right above my head. Like at the top of the screen, under the numbers of like how long the match is going. Is the health bar for my shield, I think. Let me go back. Cool. Okay, let's see. Knife rip. Veteran Chronos. Cause that shit is gonna be necessary. If I really want to be able to. Did they reduce the effect of Chronos? Bring out what? What did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear anything. Can't quite hit. Oh, you can cancel it early when nobody's there nearby. That's smart. So the cooldown can start. Oh no, I can rectify with these. Don't hide, don't hide. Let's go. Thank you for the healing, whoever that was. I hope my armor was, my protection was really keep me alive. That's cool too.
That's 11 in a row.
It's 11 in a row. Oh, no, now she showed up and tried to do something and couldn't do anything. Bless her heart. Like, okay, so one thing I saw today, an article about, was that Sony was going to remove the accolades feature because it's not getting enough attention. So they can't support it anymore. I don't know if that's Okay, so this is how I feel about that. If that's true, if they're really gonna do that, and they said they have like a date that they're gonna try to do that to stop the accolade system in September, in fall, not September, in fall. Sony accolade system, PlayStation accolade system. So apparently, how it works is what you would do is you go to somebody's profile. Like say for example, in this game, I can click on somebody's name. Toggle details. It won't let me. Let's say for example in this game I was able to pull up their PlayStation profile, go to their account profile and look at it, like what their cover picture is, what their avatar is, what their description is, what games they play, all that stuff. So in that section it's supposed to be where I can give somebody accolades, like if they're a good player, if they were a good teammate, or if they were friendly. Those three things I believe. Okay, so we have games that allow you, like Smite. If somebody's playing on PlayStation, you can go to their name and like go to their profile and see if they're you know, see what their profile looks like. Now with a game like that, and any game close to that, where you can look at somebody's, if you can go to view profile on somebody's name in the middle of whatever game you're playing, because you're playing that game on PlayStation, there should be a feature implemented since the accolades feature is there. Once I click view profile, it should give me the option to choose an accolade straight from there before I even leave the game that I'm playing, go to my home screen, and then go to the profile of that person playing that I just picked. It should just allow me to go straight to accolades from the game I'm in, because I have the view profile feature while I'm playing that game. Whenever that pops up on PlayStation, I should be able to click right over to it. Now if Sony could do that, I don't know if it's like certain things. I know multiplayer games that may be exclusive to PlayStation, or at least maybe start on PlayStation first and then maybe integrated over to other games later. It should definitely be implemented into those. And if the company that makes the game allows PlayStation to have access to that kind of stuff, which a game that has access to view profile in general, in its multiplayer setting, when you look at somebody's name, should definitely have that functionality of being able to give accolades and whatever. I think if Sony did that, they wouldn't have to get rid of the system. And personally, if they're getting rid of the system because not enough people are doing it, but it's not costing them any more money to do that, like if there's a department that literally specializes in accolades, and they get paid to basically respond to all that stuff and help with the customer service end of all that stuff, and they feel like not enough people are using it, so they got to get rid of that department. You're Sony for one. If you invest the right UI settings or user interface, or if you basically make it look prettier to be able to do the accolades thing, or more inviting, and tell people about it, because I didn't know about it till today, people will do it. It's on PlayStation 5, by the way, so it's not on PlayStation 4. So PlayStation 4 users don't have access to that, but it's enough PlayStation 5 players for it to matter, because they implemented it into the system. So for one, if you have if the marketing team is getting that information out there every now and then, if that's part of their spiel, then yes, people will know about it. People will use it even more, because I guarantee you, there are people who play games like this that are ranked games that are quiet and kind of keep their emotions or feelings to themselves, but still, no matter what happens in the game, they're friendly enough to want to give a teammate an accolade. Like I do that every time I play Smite. Every time I play Smite, I give somebody an accolade. Unless I feel like, I was playing by myself. Even though it's a team of 5 people, but my team is like not, if I'm playing arena, because I mostly play arena all the time anyway, but my team is like not helping at all, then I'm like, I want to keep that accolade to myself. Because I don't want to get, I want to give you teamwork, but I didn't see it was there. I want to give you friendly, but I didn't see any friendly comments. And everybody tried to surrender, like, every time they died. So I don't know. So I kind of keep it to myself sometimes. But there are people who will. Those games are far and few between. I will always give an accolade, you know, because basically I always give an accolade except for games that are like where my teammates are basically throwing, and I see they're throwing, they're not trying at all. I can see if somebody's scared to go in, and maybe I have to be more careful and maybe play style, because my teammates are their play style is kind of passive, and they only get aggressive when somebody's aggressive with them. Then okay, I understand that. I'll be passive. But I mean, like my teammates are like not playing at all or throwing, because they're mad and they just kind of sit in their spawn or standing in their spawn or moving around at spawn so they don't get kicked, like that kind of stuff. That's weird, honestly. So when that happens, no, I don't give an accolade, but it's rare. But anyway, if the marketing team was pitching the idea about accolades and things like that, every now and then, at least every now and then, people would do it. Because I guarantee you, some people don't know what that feature is. They don't know that feature exists. So they're just like, okay, what is this? When they see it, oh, that's weird. Or they're just like, I'm not gonna mess with that because I don't feel like it. But if there was like some incentive, which there is, because you have like under your profile picture, is what the article was saying, that your accolades badge is under your profile picture. So they'll see if you're a friendly person if you play online multiplayer games. They'll see if you're a kind person, if you are friendly, if you have good teamwork, if you are a good player, like all that stuff. They'll pay attention to that and they'll see that and they'll be able to do that. And some people, I'm not surprised if they base their like efforts to try to help their team out based around what somebody's stats are when it comes to that stuff. Like for me personally, if I can see that every time I see you, I'm gonna see how many you got. If you don't have any at all, you're probably toxic. Cause I'm sure that I guarantee you, the people who do know about it and love to be kind or love to take that extra step to like show their love to somebody who plays the same game that they do that. They will give people accolades. But the people who don't really know but are also just as nice, they're not doing it because they don't know. And I promise you, if people know about it, they do it. There are enough people in the world that if they know about something they can help to make a positive change about, they will make a positive change about it. Promise you. All you gotta do is give them the information they need to do it. And give them the tools to do it. So I think Sony kind of like, all they need to do is really like increase their efforts to inform people about that. And people will do it. They won't have to worry about not enough people doing the accolades, that they had to kind of get rid of the system. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised but with the way companies are downsizing, that there may not be a department dedicated directly to that. That might just be a tertiary area in one department. Like that department might be community interaction or whatever. And in that in that department, there are people who work or spend a good portion of their time trying to like make sure the accolade system is in place and the UI settings are in place, which should probably fall in the UI department. But communicate with those people to say, hey, we might want to change this, we might want to change that to make it look a little more appealing or inviting for people to use. Like they put stars, like 5 stars next to the accolades button, people will be like, oh, what is that? I see stars there. When you see 5 stars, it's like 5-star restaurant or good quality or whatever. Those types of subliminal messaging that get people to go, oh, let me check it out, would help for Sony to benefit off of that. And Sony's busy doing a lot of things, so they may not have time to be able to go through all those caveats and go through all those ideas and stuff in their meetings and go over that stuff. They're busy keeping the company thriving. But I think it helps. I think it would definitely help. Okay, let's see. 4,828 shielding. I'm trying onslaught here. Rewards. Let's do that. What's a video? It's an advertisement. Alright now.
You wanted 2 milks in your coffee, right?
1 minute.
Right. You know, I could do some scribing. You did hire me as a junior scribe.
Oh, hey, do you want to take over? I'm just kidding. Never touch my computer. Being undervalued is history.
Now that's very smart to have a QR code right there. Because that makes me want to use the QR code. Wow, it's taking quite some time to find an onslaught match. I can't even watch another video. Okay. White sheet. Like, and it took about 2 hours to get to where I'm at right now on the battle pass, which, you know, I'm dedicated to it. You know, that's cool. Well, it was almost 3 hours to be honest. But that's pretty strenuous. Especially for just 32 rewards. Or 30 rewards, not 32. Like, there used to be a free section and like a paid section. And in the free section, you used to basically earn enough crystals to be able to buy the paid section manually, which is pretty dope. But I don't think they implemented it. It's definitely gone. It was gone in the last 2 or 3 battle passes, which kind of sucks. Great, we waited like that long and aren't able to do it. That site is so cool. So I played Diablo 3 yesterday. I was streaming it actually yesterday. Go check that video out. Thank you so much for watching yesterday too. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I found out after I discovered there's a blacksmith in the town and I unlocked the ability to use the blacksmith that I could create or make scythes. Come to find out, you have to be a certain class before you can equip it. And I'm thinking it's the most basic of basic scythes. And I was so upset about that. I was so mad. I was like, why? Why do y'all do this to me? That would have been so cool to be able to do that. But, oh, somebody picked there. Why? Okay. And it was just Sati too. Dang.
Customize your champion.
If there's a Grover, I need to kill him at least once.
Just business, kid.
Okay. It's just business, kid. Oh, and there's a Grover. Okay. Good luck. Have fun. Atomic. No Betty. Alright, let's get in there. Steady and repression. 2 additional pressure mines at the same time. Throw out 2 mines per use of the ability instead of 1. Okay. Cool down first amount decreased by 2 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1, and here
Time
we
break. Oh, cool. Alright, then let's get life threat and death dance because we want to be able to stick around. I hate when it's King of the Hill. That is, I despise that. I deeply despise that. That is the most annoying thing in the world to do. Play King of the Hill here. I know I started late. Where was everybody else? Oh, we can kill him. We can definitely he killed himself. Never mind. How do I respond? Yes. Let's put some suppressor mines out here, just in case they get bold. I mean, oppressor mines out here. Oh, cool. He's there. Watch your step! Haven. Who's that just got a stray bullet? Why did he? Whoa, 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 wiggity whoa. This man just jumped and curved. What was that? Oh, he can do it twice. I was about to say. I was about to scream. I was about to say he's hacking. Nope. We can move on objective now. Buck is doing weird stuff. Why am I personalized not actually doing anything?
Enemy rampage.
Ooh.
Okay, that guy's stream sniping.
What the dog doing? Why is he here? And where's it? If I want help, thanks. Oh my gosh, thanks so much. This is our battlefield. Like, I see you there. Whoa, that took forever to teleport. That's kind of dumb. Speed boost. You can't even get on objective. Oh, I just lagged hard. Dang. Mega Obama Snow. Let's see. What in the world? Like, throw it out with the bathwater, like, that's annoying. Slaughter. Oh, I can only have how many out at once? Why would I want to throw out multiple at the same time but only be able to keep those two? I like to be able to put them in different positions so they just don't get shot immediately. Now, who thought that was a good idea? To make that a talent. and limit them out. Stun is dope. I'm not over there, buddy. Thought I was though. Jesus, fix it. It's like I hate Buck. I don't think they were able to kill Grover. Let's see. Oof, okay. Cool. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. You're welcome and wanted here. I hate Buck. You can barely get in the fight. But like when people play their characters like that, you honestly just gotta kind of let it and take it. Or adjust your strategy as often as possible until the right one suits you or fits you. Or and find something that works. I just remember doing that. Yep. Oops. Oops, I went to like a regular on slot. I should have went to bots. But we'll see.
Choose your champion. Customize your champion.
I freaking hate King of the Hill. That's the dumbest thing to do ever. It's so annoying. I guess because you change the position all the time, and maybe it's better. But if the enemy team has more awareness anyway, it's not gonna matter. Like last match, that Buck's awareness was ridiculous. No matter where we would have moved to, or the point would have moved to, he would have been there, or killing us on the way there. Actually, it might have been worse for us because that was there. And it always seems like I play live matches at Magistrate's Archives. I don't play them anywhere else. Oh, that's cool. Iced out apple is nice. Versace. I gotta probably have to write their name down to find them again. That person seems fun. Haven.
What stories this trinket could tell. Thank you.
Oof.
4, 3,
Okay, Vivian, I see girl.
1. Capture point. Showtime.
This is why I hate playing against that character. Look. Why is he absorbing for so long?
Who was holding W?
Look, he's absorbing again. See, that's, yeah. He needs to be nerfed. Hard nerfed. That's so he won't get banned every match. I don't care if in the top tier nobody's playing him. And in the average tier where people are playing him, which is where most of your gamer base is, you need to make changes. Stop playing around. Your pros can still make money if they don't play that character. So they can play somebody else because they're pros.
Got 2 of us.
Let's use those health potions next time, okay? Wish you could, but it's smite.
Enemy killing spree. Capture point spawning in 15 seconds.
Oof.
Enemy killing spree.
You can't do that, buddy. We're spawning out of turn. That we can't help because we're dying differently, so warping up is difficult.
I'll make them suffer.
And then when a few of us do group up, we still get killed. I'm actually gonna mute him. I'm gonna keep spamming that, and there's nothing to do about it. Kind of weird, actually. The last blue bender, that's his name. Okay, now we're kind of grouped up.
Always have a fun.
Leaving so soon.
Enemy killing spree.
That Jack is so annoying. He's gotta get nerfed. Diva can't even do it like that. That's things like that need to be faced.
Rampage.
Whoever has that character on their team and does that like that,
Seconds.
or has a build that allows them to potentially do that whenever they feel like it, you can't circumvent that.
Is the truest power.
You can't. Splash damage, okay, try splash damage. Just if it's still a projectile first,
Has spawned.
then it splashes. There's still nothing you can do about it. That's a good suggestion, though.
Please, heal me. Thank you. Have you met my friends?
Okay. And all the times the little matches we played earlier, King of the Hill was not one of them for bots. So I'm probably just gonna go back to that because it's kind of annoying. To not be able to play a match because of that.
Enemy is immortal.
So close.
Capture point spawning in 15 seconds.
He's so close to me that my bullets are not even hitting her. That's wild. That's wild.
Enemy killing spree.
Let us spend this
Enemy rampage.
We shouldn't be able to do it that long. That needs to be patched like yesterday.
Enemy killing spree.
Nice job.
Oh man, we lost. That's GG.
Oh, they were the healer. But even still. They were very well coordinated. Pushing 1,000 shield in my eyes. That damage he absorbs should be counted as shielding. So we can see how obnoxious that number is. And I think because that is not considered that, you can't tell. Oh, it's hard to have stats on it so that you can make a difference or like say stuff about it. So we were, honestly, with the way they played. Okay. Not requeuing for that one though. Let's see what we got here.
Choose your champion.
Vivian.
This is
Customize
the
your
onslaught.
champion.
Let me try that one. YouTube customer service. How to use YouTube customer service. So, if you do have any issues, anything that you're kind of like dealing with or need help with or having trouble with on YouTube, you cannot contact YouTube directly through YouTube. It's weird. It sounds, I said a lot. Sounds like it doesn't make sense, but I'm serious. You can't contact them directly. You have to do it through YouTube. You have to do it through Twitter. If you want to talk to somebody, and then you probably have to send a message at least twice, because there's a lot of people probably trying to talk to them at the same time, and they'll get to your answer when they can. But if you do want to contact YouTube because you have an issue, you have to talk to them through Twitter. Because if you try to go through the their YouTube, they'll send you to a bunch of articles and they'll never actually talk to you. And I think that's the worst thing a company can do, but because they're YouTube, they can do that. Make it less, personable and less about the community and more about us making money. Which is why ads are getting longer, and ads are on videos where people aren't getting paid for the ads because they don't have enough views or they don't have enough watch hours yet. So unmonetized channels ads are placed on those channels too, which I think is ridiculous. Because those people can't make money off it, but you can.
5, 4,
Off.
3, 2, here goes nothing.
Let's see. I hate him. Which I think that's the wildest thing on the planet. One of the wildest things.
Okay, who was holding down?
Especially because we know people don't use alternate websites besides YouTube enough for those to be named, like to be well known and everyone talks about. Like and nobody talks about Vimeo. Don't hear it at all. The double dash though, dang, girl, chill out. Let's go. Well, thanks. He killed me. With his toot.
That's 2 in a row. Rampage!
Oh, Fury's about to get bashed. Bless her heart.
Show them no mercy.
What stories this trinket could tell. So long as they're dead, what lies in hammer? Incinerate them!
That's 2 in a row.
And actually count the shielding too. She can as well, but not as long as what's his name can. And it's not as direct as the other guy, Terminus. Terminus can do that when he feels like it. And it'll be right in front of him. So if all he has to do is position himself to be near or in front of teammates, and he'll be able to protect them. Whereas his wall is like placed in a certain location, he has to be at that location in order to utilize it. Thank you for joining the stream. You're welcome and wanted here. Welcome in, welcome.
In a row. That's 7 in a row.
What can you do when games make changes that are too drastic? Well, what you can do, first of all, hello, welcome, and yeah, what you can do to kind of like compensate for that is to honestly, sometimes it sucks, but you may have to find a character that suits your playstyle that hasn't been affected that bad by whatever change they've made. Sometimes they make changes that are just like really dramatic, and it's really hard to contend with, or it's just tiring, and it's like backbreaking labor to do your role. You've already been struggling in that role, whatever it was, before they made a change. Now you're gonna struggle even more. Like, I get that. Try to find, you'd be surprised. You'd be able to find a character that you also enjoy. That's, it's actually pretty cool.
Show them no mercy. So simple, so
Shooting myself, shooting. Let's go. Dope. I'll check the stats in a second, but we didn't get to do much because we obliterated them. But yeah, find either another character that hasn't been affected that much by the change, or adjust your playstyle to the change as well. Honestly, you have to because of the change itself. But if you find that they nerfed mercy, like say for example, if we're playing Overwatch, and then Overwatch you can attach a beam to a character and you can heal them. You can also attach a beam to a character to make them hit harder. So if you notice that they've reduced the amount of healing you do, but they increased the amount of damage you boost, it would behoove you, or it would benefit you to try boosting as often as you can, even though healing is going to be harder. But the moment your teammates are at least 80% health, switch to damage boosting and give it to a character that can fire bullets from far away, or is at least hitting a lot of enemies, or is very accurate, or you see them like really pulling their weight. Give them the damage boost, especially if it's like a tank like Reinhardt, which is like a guy with a giant hammer that he swings around. So like if you see his health is like at least 80%, give him a damage boost for like a second and let him swing his hammer when he puts his shield down, because he's gonna put his shield down and start swinging, because they do that. And sometimes they'll do it inopportunely, and the team will get wiped out behind them, and they'll still be alive. And I'm like, oh, where's everybody? And because they didn't keep the shield up for like 2 more seconds. Which honestly, they really should implement health bars of your teammates on the top left corner of your screen, like they do for the pros, just so you can kind of keep up with everybody else's health. I'll be right back. Yep. I still am. Yeah, I know, because I haven't touched the controller yet. Hello, everybody. What's up? I'm back. I was walking my dog. He had to use the bathroom. He was barking a little bit. He was like, hey, I gotta use the bathroom, guys. So, took him out to use the bathroom. He only did like a cute little Marcus territory type of bathroom visitation, so I guess that was what he wanted to do, mark some more territory. Alrighty, everybody, so we're back, and okay, let's see. Furia. I don't play Furia much. I need to see what her healing is. I wouldn't be surprised if I could really like benefit from playing as her. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I liked her style and don't realize what her style is because I don't play her. Alright. So, Killer Soul here. So, 2 seconds. Cool. Travels forward, stunning damage. Talents. Shares. So, Shark slaps it in place. I aim its beams here for years. Huh? Oh, okay. Someone hits with first effect. Oh, okay, I was about to say, like, huh? Let's go with, Solar Blessing. That's cool. What's the cooldown? Okay. Into okay, let's see. What is the goal to go? Straight backwards on launching shooting project allows us to deal 200 damage. Let's see. Generate 1 ammo after healing and allow the Kindle Soul. After it feels alive. Oh, cool. Yeah, no. So, burning oath, very cool. She maximum health, she ammo, wrath decay. On this wrath, increase the travel distance once the wrath, cooldowns the wrath. Raise a power strike, but it's a low flare. Kindle some precision, targets mercy, 5% for forward, yeah. Generate 15% wrath after hitting any power strike. Stun duration of power strike. Oh, okay, cool. Stuns would be great. And I want to be kind of beefy. Actually, wrath after hitting the power strike. I guess wrath does something. Heal for 210 over 3 seconds after healing another Kindle Soul. Let's increase self-healing, that'd be nice. Let's see what wrath does. Incandescent. Being. Sacred Flame. There we go. Great. Let's save and exit. Inflame the wrath pressure. Healing allies generates wrath, which increases your fire rate, indicates over time. Okay, cool. So wrath. How much ammo does she have is the question.
Battlesuit Angel.
That's cool. Furia. Just shooting range. Perhaps for a little bit. Let's head to House Aiko and his house no steps for fighting the second Goblin Scourge. We hope we'll see you at HRX this year. Aww. That's sweet to say. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so we're gonna play as Furia. Exterminate with power strike hits an enemy champion. Starts moving until it ends and deals up to 100% more damage than you want to increasing. So the number of hits take. This place. Cool. Sacred Flame.
First blood, like it's nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Killing spree.
I'm not even healing him. Oops.
That's 2 in a row. Rampage!
You expected mercy.
Got her. Let's see. Chronos.
That's 9 in a row. Immortal. That's 2.
I have to increase the size of let it load up. Radius of fire at 50%.
That's 13 in a row.
Cassie's hurt
That's
bad.
2 in a row. Easy work is easy work.
Oh, I can't heal myself. Oh, that's lane. That's big lane. I can't heal myself with it at all. That kind of sucks. Definitely gonna need life for it.
That's 2 in a row.
Stay blessed.
Stay blessed. I love that.
That's 2 in a row.
I will not allow you monsters to live.
That's 2 in a row. That's 2 in a row.
My power be cleansed.
This is actually pretty fun playing this here. Before you run. So I do how to play Smite videos. I play Smite videos, Smite live streams on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Like the video, sub to the channel. It really helps out a lot. I would really appreciate it if you guys did that. Press the bell to get notified whenever I do make the next video. And also you can continue the comments in the comment section, post video, post stream, after the stream is over, all that good stuff. So it's fun, you know. It was great hanging out with y'all today. Thinking a little bit, I'm gonna call it quits. How do I even, let's see. Okay, let's see. Oh, dope, we got Sky pulled up on there. I must be able to change like lines. Let's see. I'll catch y'all next time. See y'all next time. Thank y'all so much for stopping in. You're welcome and wanted here. I really appreciate all the support. I will see y'all next time. Thank y'all so much for 1,400 subscribers. Y'all are awesome. Couldn't do this without y'all. See y'all next time.